Here are our current standings in the men's 61 kilo category. 126 was the high water mark from the B session earlier today. 125, Josu Brachi from the C session. Right now, 285 kilos is the top total. We do have 11 athletes in this group, but before we get to them, the world records in the men's 61 kilo category still have not met the world record standard in the snatch. Hopefully we will tonight, we'll see. But Iko Irawan, who is in this field, set both the clean and jerk and total world record last year at the World Championships. Here is the start list for our Group A in the men's 61 kilo category. 11 athletes.
And it is a tight field in this competition. We've got two standout Chinese athletes. We have a very strong athlete from Georgia. We have a very strong Colombian athlete. We have Iko from Indonesia.
We've got 5 out of the 11 with 305 or more openers.
That's about half the field.
We can have multiple medalists in this one. Here on screen, our lifter from Turkey, Atak.
2012 Olympian. He's going to be kicking off the session from what it looks like with a 120 snatch.
There's Shota Mishvalidze. Shota was a bronze medalist at the World Championships in 2017. Almost bombed out last year in the clean and jerk, went up 3 kilos and pulled out a big one to make a total. Yoichi Itokazu, 2016 Olympian from Japan, hoping to get back there next year when his country plays host to the 2020 games.
There is one of our two Chinese athletes in the session, Fu Lin.
Second time at Worlds. He is definitely a threat, but of course we say that every time you see a CHN next to somebody's name on one of these start lists. Speaking of a threat, Francisco Mosquera won the Worlds in 2017, and if you've never seen a lifter who moves fast, you may not see one faster than him. Unbelievable technician. And there is our 2018 world champion, Iko Irawan, world record holder in both the clean and jerk and total, and he is not afraid of this field.
And he's also won medals at 3 Olympic Games.
Lifter from Vietnam. He was a junior world champion as well, and he also set the junior world records at the now retired 56 kilo category in the snatch.
Wow.
So look for him to factor into this competition. Up in body weight class might benefit his legs in the clean and jerk. Now Lee Fabin, silver medalist last year.
I think we're going to see him on the podium again. There is
Luis Garcia,
2016 Olympian. Dominican Republic. Going to be earlier in the session as well.
John Cerna, silver medalist a couple of weeks ago at the Pan Am Games. This is his first senior Worlds. And another one, or our second competitor from Turkey, Ferdi Hardal. Second time we're seeing him on a World Championship stage. And he will round out what is a excellent field of competitors in this men's 61 kilo category. I think it's safe to say, or a fair bet, that we'll see our first 300 kilo total of the 2019 Worlds, right?
I'd be very surprised if we didn't see a 300 kilo total.
Several of them.
Things would have to go pretty south. Right now, we've got our 3 referees. They judge each lift. You need 2 out of 3 to say yes for a lift to pass. But that's not the last line of defense, because past those referees, you also have a jury table sitting right behind them. There you can see the jury table. It's a 5-member table, only 4 of which are visible right there, but they also judge each lift and can overturn a decision by the 3 referees. Just about a minute remaining here as the clock counts down for these athletes' session to begin.
I would imagine we're going to see another world record fall.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah. And with the new body weight, well, what we're calling new body weight classes, we're in our second year of running with them. All of the prior bodyweight category world records were wiped out. So in this 61 kilo category, we have yet to see the world record standard that had been established in the snatch of 144.
Almost saw.
What's that?
Saw 143 last year,
yeah.
right?
So you know, we could get there, and that would be fun. And I'm with you, Sean. I think that 158. Well, I'm sorry, the 174 clean and jerk is very much in jeopardy with this field.
There's the jury president
from our host nation.
And 5 seconds to go until we call our first athlete, who will be
Hursit Atak of Turkey. 120 kilos looks like it's what is loaded now, but he's just taking a
just
warm-up.
took it.
So I don't think we're going to see him open this up. I'd be surprised. And there's the change.
There's the change going in.
Each lifter does have 2 changes per attempt.
Yeah, he wants more weight.
Moved up to 122, and there's another lifter for now looking at 121. That would be Luis Garcia from the Dominican Republic. And it does look like he's going to get us started.
Just putting the singlet on, or pulling it up rather.
He snatched 22 in 2018 as a 56. This year at the Pan Am Championships, it was a little bit earlier in the year in Guatemala. In this bodyweight category, he snatched 123. So here he is opening with 121 kilos.
They'll give it to him. But
what was that about, Sean? You want to explain that?
Well, the elbows were a little
soft, and there was no lift.
No lift, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was that.
You saw something that was turned down 2-1.
I would have been surprised if they gave it to him, to be honest, because there was a flicker, and it was both arms.
Okay.
Listen, I'm with you, Sean. It's slight, and it's a very nice-looking lift, but as the rules are stated, and as they're applied, that's basically going to be turned down all day.
So now he is the only lifter looking for 121 kilos, so it's a 2-minute clock. Can't tell for sure. Coaches aren't around him, so I can't really tell for sure if he's going to repeat with that.
I think it makes sense to do so here.
Yes, you got to get something on the board.
Yeah.
Yes, and we talked about it before, and it's very much habit for some lifters, Sean, but the type of knee wraps that he's using, it's sort of a process to get.
Yes, it is.
So we'll see when he starts re-wrapping, and that'll tell you for sure that he is coming back out. But Garcia is the lifter at 121. We don't see any moves right now. Atak from Turkey would be next.
I've gotten word from the back that the Turkish lifters are looking a little not smooth.
Missing some attempts and stuff. Yeah.
So we'll see how that. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Sometimes the warm-ups can go terribly, and you go out there and you kill it. And sometimes they go great, and it doesn't go so great on the competition platform.
Garcia coming out for his second attempt. First lift was not passed due to a little movement of the elbows.
But a good effort. It was close. Hopefully he can just put this one away.
Yeah.
This is the most he's opened with, from what I can tell, at a major meet. 120 and at the Pan Am Championships, ultimately did 23. Again, you might have the same problem.
I think he'll get it.
I hope he gets it, but I saw the flicker.
Three white lights.
And hang on a second. We'll see.
No stirring.
Right there.
It's that right.
But I've seen that get turned down.
As have I.
You know, we'll say it every time, every competition, every session. We're glad when it goes the lifter's way, but you know, we do want the consistency. And
now here's the thing: we're watching that in slow motion. They can't. The jury has to watch it in full speed.
Yeah, I was just pointing it out,
yes.
but I mean, I felt like I saw it in real time.
I did too, but I thought it was less noticeable than the first one.
So a good lift there for Garcia. He's already put in for 124, so he'll be back in a bit. But now, Hursit Atak from Turkey, first attempt, 122 kilos. Maybe that report was correct, unfortunately. No lift there for Atak. And he is the only lifter looking for 22, correct?
Yeah, no, he'd need to make a big jump if he wanted to buy himself some time, which doesn't look... going up is not the right move, I don't think.
No, especially when that one didn't look very convincing.
Yeah, he would need to go to 25, right? Because Garcia is on a third attempt.
Yeah. We'll see if he can make an adjustment, come back out.
I don't know what adjustment he could possibly make.
Well, he can punch it out.
Yeah, he could punch it out. I mean, he's got to get the bar moving, right? It never got overhead. It was not enough acceleration, not nearly enough height on the bar, I would say.
But you know, some misses, or you look at it, you're like, okay, you were really close. To me, that wasn't something that was super close.
And you look at a lifter's history and you see patterns over time, right? And here's the thing, over time, Atak has actually been very consistent on his opener. Oddly, second attempts have seemed to be a bugaboo for him. So for him to miss the opener in a less than convincing fashion
doesn't bode well.
It could be a little scary here. So this is kind of a big deal, I think. I mean, you really want to see him put this away.
They changed his entry total from 275
to 290. They might have put him up the wall against a wall.
You have to start within 20 kilos of your declared entry total. Oh,
you know what, Dave? That's a really good point. I think we got a 20-kilo rule problem for
because this, I mean, it looks like a fourth attempt. You know, it's just.
No, it does not look close.
No.
He's really not. He's not getting the height
not
or
extending
the acceleration.
And jumping forward.
He's done more, right?
At a heavier body
at a heavier body weight. I mean, at 62 kilos, for example, he snatched 30. He was the European champion back in 2017. What was that split? But this is a moment in time. You're only looking at today, and today this 22 looks kind of heavy. And you know, it might have been a reach. He might have had to do it. What is the minimum that he had to open with, Dave?
277.
Which is what he's got? No.
He's opening with a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
Just a shade over that, basically.
So he could have come down a kilo or two, but they chose not to.
Well, he had 120. He had his minimum opening on the board to start. He had 120, 157.
Yes.
Then they moved up.
That's right.
Which was clearly
well, it's looking like a mistake now.
Yeah.
But he's got a minute to prove us wrong, give or take. You see here on our scoring tower, 4 attempts thus far. We've seen 3 misses, 2 of them by Hursit Atak, and he must make this to post a total.
I'd love to be proven wrong, but his face didn't read confidence walking out. But we have seen athletes come back from this, and I'm rooting for him to do so.
That was closer.
No. It was the best of the 3, but not good enough, unfortunately.
You know, so no lift, no total there for Atak.
You had mentioned it. He's done upwards of 130, but you know, coach has to have a little flexibility sometimes. You know, athlete.
You kill your options.
Might be prepared for 130, we'll say, but in the warm-up, it's just not there today. So you have to have the flexibility to lower your total. Now he didn't have a huge option with that,
but yeah, and here's a thing that I think we might see as a theme. The lifters who pressed at the verification of entries, who put in a big number, I think a theme is you might see some bomb outs in the beginning.
Yeah.
It happened in the last session.
Yes.
at 49, exact same scenario. So let's see if that kind of thing continues to play out over the week. And remember, for Olympic qualification, these are a big deal to not total.
Right, you need a total.
Yeah. All right, so now it looks like 124. Once we get the bar cleaned up.
Cleaning it on the platform.
That's a no-no.
Not the way you're supposed to do it. They were spraying things on it too, so hopefully that platform isn't slick right now.
You're supposed to pull the bar off the platform and then do your thing and put it back on.
Garcia coming out for this 124. He's had some rest. Maybe a little more than he planned for, unfortunately.
Did he go back on his heels a bit as he was trying to stand?
I didn't see that, but it didn't look like he had the bar balanced properly. It looked like he was moving a little bit on him.
In front, yeah. Okay, so no lift there.
Yeah, he did get back. You're right.
He did. Yeah. Toes come up. That's usually the telltale sign.
Yeah, once you start getting back like that.
I think if he'd settled for a moment, he might have made that.
Maybe.
Right now, Serna of Colombia, 125 kilos on the bar. We still haven't reached or exceeded the high mark of the B group, which is 126.
Six attempts into this thing. Unfortunately, we've only seen one made lift thus far. Hopefully, Serna can get us on the right track here with his first attempt at 125. If anything, shoulder, I hope they give this to him.
I think he should be fine.
Yeah.
Good lift.
Good lift. Let's hope that gets the ball rolling on some more made lifts. Oh, he's very fast. Like most of the Colombians, very fast and explosive. I think it was a bit of a hop back there too that caused the bar to be a little out front.
It wasn't in a great, it wasn't in a great position, good enough to make, but we got to watch that moving forward.
Second of our lifters from Turkey, Ferdi Hardal, 125 kilos on the bar.
That's a good lift, and that's a nice change too, because Hardal bombed last year in Ashgabat in the snatch with 120. So to see him get on the board right away is a real good sign.
Yeah.
He did do 27 in April at the European Championships on his third attempt. That was good for a bronze medal.
In the snatch?
In the snatch.
Where did he place overall?
Third bronze medal.
Okay.
So he's coming off a good meet, 282 at that event, David, and I think that's an all-time high for him. Yeah, it is.
He is.
What's there? No, clock just stopped, so there's the change coming in.
Yep. So he had his automatic increase of 126, 1 kilo. Dave asked
he is
for
still the lifter.
But he is the lifter, yeah.
And another change coming in. So the reason why they do that, if the change comes in to 30 or to 29, if you ask the question, well, why didn't he just go to 30? The answer is because then you can make the loaders run around, and while they're doing that, the clock's not running. So Hardal will pick up just a couple of extra seconds, but it's still worth something.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks like it's still his clock with 30 seconds. The second change went into 129. A little bit rushed, 4 kilo jump, but he's back out here for his second attempt. Might have been a bit rushed onto the platform. Maybe he didn't get to do it. So now, 2-minute clock for Hardal. 129 kilos. He's the only lifter looking for this weight, so he's going to follow himself on a 2-minute clock, and I don't see much value or benefit.
None at all. He's got 2 minutes. He'll be rested.
Yeah, plenty of time.
And he'll have time to do his routine, and
they're making a change.
And as we were saying, the change is going in, so that'll bring out Shota Mishvalidze of Georgia.
This is Coach Georgi Asanidze, 2004 Olympic champion.
Mishvalidze is a very experienced lifter. This is his 4th Senior Worlds. Generally does not bomb out, but there's some red and white on his history. It's his overhead position that I think you got to pay attention to. Watch his lockout.
Indicating that he does not have perfect lockout. The judges.
So that's a good lift, and now you've seen what his arms look like when they're overhead, so you know he can come to at least a full or a stable extension overhead.
It's about, 90% of full straightening of the arms.
Full straightening, but like it hit that position here and it stayed there.
He's got to hit
and
that
the point
every time.
is he can do it. And this was a no doubt good lift at 130 kilos for Mishvalidze on his first attempt. And here's Francisco Mosquera of Colombia, 2017 world champion. If I remember correctly, he didn't win a medal in the snatch or the clean and jerk, but he won the total.
Wow.
Do you remember that was a wild one, like 9 guys won a medal?
Oh, yeah. Yes, I do remember.
And he is quick. Do not turn away if you want to see this lift.
So explosive. Gets on the board of that 130.
And let me correct myself. He was a bronze medalist at that meet in Anaheim. But 4th in the snatch, 5th in the clean and jerk, 3rd in total. We've said this once or twice before, even in slow motion, that looks quick to me.
That's fast. That's faster than most people are going to move.
And that was right on the money.
His teammate coming out right now for his 2nd attempt, 130 kilos, same weight. We have surpassed the high mark of the B group now.
Nice lift.
Yeah. He's happy about that.
I think that reaction is indicator of what I found. I think that's the most he's done on a major stage. And he's got another attempt to go.
By how much?
4.
That's pretty significant.
Yeah. Hop back again.
And it doesn't stick at the top either. It moves a bit.
So what, drift back a little bit?
Yeah, but it's working for him.
All right, so now Hardal missed his 2nd with 129, moved up a kilo to 130.
Now, slow off the floor, which is characteristic. Yeah. But very slow through the hips, too. Never got acceleration on that bar.
So no lift there for Ferdi Hardal of Turkey. At 130 kilos, he'll be credited with 125. And guys, from the 2 entries from Turkey, 1 made lift in 6 attempts.
Not great. Not what you want to see for a team.
Yoichi Itukazo, his first attempt, 131 kilos.
Was he bomb last year in Ashgabat? I'm misremembering it. Very
Good
nice
lift.
opener.
No, he actually bombed in 2014 in Almaty, but it was in the clean and jerk.
Solid opener for Itokazu.
Quite the opposite in Ashgabat. He was 5 for 6. He had a great day. Snatch 32.
Somebody else then. Very nice lift. That was the way you want, yeah, an opening lift to look. Right now, looks like they're putting a change in. Automatic increase is 1 kilo. You have to make a declaration. He's going to 135, and that will bring up John Serna.
So remember, order of lifting is determined by the weight on the bar and then the attempt number. If those two things are the same and they're not on the first attempt, it's the lifter who has waited the longest that will be called first. So in the case of Itokazu and Mishvalidze, who are both on the board at 135, we'll see Mishvalidze first. He opened with a lighter weight. All right, so now Serna, 132. Third attempt.
He's looked strong.
Great effort.
Yeah.
But I'll still piggyback what you said. He looks very strong.
He does, but that second attempt, as you said, that was already PR territory for him.
I think so. Yeah. And it was a conservative jump here, 2 kilos, which would make sense, but he gave it a go.
Yeah.
Just a little bit out of line. That's really all it comes down to.
I think he got everything out of him that he could, though, that 130 snatch. Can't be too disappointed with that, right?
So
4 kilo PR, I mean,
at the top level of 1 kilo PR, right? Big deal.
First attempt, 133.
These long arms.
Yeah. And he grips the
Save.
bar.
That one wanted to go out in front, right?
For the long arms, he grips the bar pretty close.
Yeah. Which means he's got to get more height on the bar.
Exactly.
And he,
yeah. A little wobbly in the bottom there, but
he held on.
Holds on, exactly.
Last year at Worlds, he opened with 135, and that was all he made. He moved up to 39 and missed it twice. He snatched 135 as a 56.
Wow.
Back in 2014, I think he was still a junior. He did that at the World Championships. I told you he was a junior world record holder at 56.
Mishvalidze coming out for his second attempt, 135 kilos.
Getting some very clear instruction from Azanizde. Mishvalidze made 130 on his opener, as mentioned. He's done 35 a couple of times. 140, in fact, back in Houston, but he was at 69. That was in 2015.
slow.
Yeah. Never really. See, all one speed.
Yes.
I wonder, you know, he's been sitting for a little while. It's been a while since we saw him. I don't know if he took something in between, but could have been too much of a rest.
Yeah, he has a weird, like, he has a slow hip retraction, which forces him to kind of hop forward a little bit. And when the weights get heavier, it's definitely going to slow down the bar.
Yeah.
So now it looks like 35 is going to stay on. Francisco Mosquera, Colombia. A very convincing opener with 130.
Too fast. Sort of tried to sneak under it, I think.
You know, I've never seen him clap his hand before he grabs the bar.
So maybe that was it.
Well, I mean,
kind of like a tell that he's thinking.
Yes. I've never seen him do that. Man, I could be wrong, but I've never seen him do that before.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen him lift a bunch of times, and I follow what you're saying there. Sometimes a movement like that might make you think he's even trying to convince himself a little bit.
Exactly.
Interesting. All right, so now look at that for the next one. But Itukatsu now 135.
He looks sharp on his opener.
Still looking for somebody to make this weight. Couple of cracks at it so far. I think that'll get it done.
Gonna be him, I think. Yeah.
Excellent.
All right, 3 white lights.
Goes back to Mishpilidze. Meantime, look at that second attempt. It was a legitimate effort there, but still a good lift, and I think he's got a little bit more in him based on how that went. Be interesting to see where they go for their third attempt. Mishpilidze coming out for 135 again. Very slow on that second attempt with this.
Yes.
I think that was shoulder. I think those arms stayed there. That should be a good lift, and I hope it is.
Too.
Yeah, no, it's good lift. Good lift.
1 red,
yeah,
2-1
he
in
gets
his
it.
favor.
Good.
He's got an odd technique.
Yeah.
He does. Yeah.
But it worked.
It certainly did.
And
He got it overhead.
in a way, this is sort of what we saw with him in the clean and jerk last year, like 2 bad attempts and then a great one.
Right.
His prior attempt was just sort of flat. He turned it on right there, and that was a great lift.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's going to hold. Jury will leave it alone. And now Francisco Mosquera, 135.
All right, well, maybe I was wrong.
Not happy about that.
No, sir.
That's going to cost him.
Well, in the battle for a medal, which he could have gotten into or can get into.
35 would have certainly gone a long way to get him on the medal stand.
Yep.
It's going to be a tough road now.
Yeah, especially if we see something north of 140, which is certainly possible in this group.
In part because of athletes like Chin Fu Lin coming out right now for his opening attempt.
These new Chinese singlets, have you seen these before?
No, never.
This is
Before this year?
I have not seen them before this competition.
Yeah. So 136 for Chin Fu Lin.
Gotten so used to the red and gold.
I've seen the blue and gold sometimes.
Blue and gold too, yes, you're correct.
Oh, wow.
Now, he opened with 35 and made it at the Tokyo test event back in July. Ultimately went on to do 40. But that's a surprise.
Apparently his 130 in the warm-up room looked a little soft.
Kind of disconnected, getting under the bar. It's kind of dropped instead of being active.
All right, so now here's our reigning world champion, Iko Erdogan. 136 kilos, first attempt. This will move him into the lead. Last year in his world record effort, world championship effort, he opened with 37.
And made it.
And made it. He didn't miss a lift last year.
I mean, there's nothing to tell me that he can't make that anymore.
No, it was off.
Just a little bit off.
But he's always very, he's very efficient. And just sometimes if the bar's not in the right line,
there.
And here's Tak Kim Tuan again, 136, 3 kilo jump.
He had been at 137. He came down.
Okay.
To this 136. That's only a 3 kilo jump, so surprising to see a 3 kilo jump off an opener. Look like you're just throwing it and praying.
He just didn't make a commitment to get under the bar.
No, his head was not there.
So we'll bring Chin Fu Lin back to the platform. Second attempt, 136. Wow. That's two the same way.
Chinese athletes know when to perform, how to perform under pressure like this, but not a situation you want to be in.
No.
This is one of the, if you want to call it lesser experienced Chinese athletes. And I don't know, is it pressure getting to him? Is something off? I mean, it's...
I can't imagine. By the time they get to that Chinese national team, they are well hardened and seasoned.
All right, so now Irawan, who missed his opener with 36, is back for his second attempt.
I have a bit of an issue with gravity.
There we go.
Yeah, that's the Irawan we have come to expect.
Yeah, and I feel like we were one miss away from turning this into a war of attrition. And, that may be, right? That may be a medal-winning lift, even if he doesn't make his third.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of smoothness that we're used to seeing from Irawan.
Now, this is going to be interesting, because his second attempt at this 136.
Was not good.
Not a full commitment.
He did not, absolutely not. I don't even think he was half in.
It looked almost like a panda pull.
Yeah, exactly. So is he going to do something similar, or is his head back in the game? He was looking up at that bar for a second.
Yeah, I've seen Rieger do that. He saved the lift by looking up back at it, but
so no lift for Tak.
But that was a good.
That was better.
That was a good attempt.
That was like an attempt. That was a real attempt. Exactly.
What happened on that second one? You can't throw attempts out like that.
He's the only lifter we've yet to see. Lee Fabin. We're told he's made 130 in the back already.
His teammate Chin Fu Lin just went up to 138. He's missed 136 twice.
Last year, Lee Fabin was beaten by Erdogan. But right now, even though we haven't seen him, I think he's in the driver's seat. And let's not forget about Yoichi Itokazu.
It's been a while since we've seen him.
With only a 2-kilo jump. That's because of the misses. So Itokazu, who has made both of his prior attempts, is out for 137 kilos.
As host nation, Japan gets to send a full team to the Olympics. This athlete might be on that roster.
Oh, and you bet he wants to be.
It was good. I think it slowed down a bit much in the hips, but it was close, Sean. I agree. It was really.
And what was that, 37, right?
37, yeah.
Yeah, and the most I could find on him was 36, which he did back in 2016 as a 69. So he's clearly in shape.
That's a great lift. He just, it drifted on him at the top. He didn't secure it overhead. But I thought it landed in the right spot. Oh, it's frustrating. For him, not for me.
So now Lee Fabin, 138 kilos.
Back against the wall here.
No, he's opening.
Oh. I'm looking at the. Back certainly not against the wall.
He's looking pretty good.
And that's going to force a really interesting decision here for Chin Fulin.
Oh, you thought he didn't get the signal?
Yeah, I didn't hear it for a second.
Yeah, I didn't hear it either.
So Chin Fulin, who has missed 2, has moved up to 138. Is going to be next. See the lift here from Lee Fabin.
I guess it looked good. Didn't look incredible.
Hang on, is the change going in for Fabin or for Chin Fulin?
No, for Chin.
All right, Chin Fulin is on.
Yeah, Chin Fulin is up.
So if successful, this will move him into 2nd place. If he misses, no total, out basically of the competition.
Surprising.
Very surprising. Very surprising, and really changes the makeup of this competition.
And
it opens a medal slot up.
The decision to go there, it opens a medal slot up, but the decision to move up there is sort of tricky to think about. I mean, the effort's good. Didn't look that much different from 136, other than to say he missed it behind him this time. He clearly could have made it, but the risk, I don't know that it was worth any potential reward. I mean, it would, I guess, guarantee a medal, but he probably would have had a medal at 36.
Yeah. Especially because at a meet like this, you want a total. You want those Roby points if you're thinking about Olympic qualification.
So that is a huge miss for Chin Fulin on multiple levels. And now 140 for Iko Irawan. This would move him into the lead.
He's already guaranteed a medal.
This medal, silver. No, you're right. If he's successful, he'll move into the lead.
Yeah, that was very nice. Wow.
Best one.
Yeah, it's too bad he missed that opener because he's in pretty good form right now, I'd say.
Mentioned earlier today, Dave, he's looking to make a run for what, his fourth
Olympics, and
fourth Olympic medal.
He's won 3 medals across 3 Olympics. Very sharp with that lift right there.
And the list of athletes who've done 4 medals at 4 Olympics is very small.
Yeah, of any color, right?
But he's never won gold.
Interestingly, yeah.
He has yet to be Olympic champion.
So now Lee Fabin, 141. This would move into the lead and actually secure a gold medal in the snatch.
Beautiful.
And that'll do it. There's your gold medalist in the snatch.
Better than his opener.
Yeah.
Very smooth, perfect positioning overhead. So now he's got 141, got the gold.
Do you take a 145 shot? No, 140. Yeah, you have to exceed the standard. So
at the world level, you got to exceed it.
But he can't be too risky here, because if you look at the rest of the field, this was solid as can be, by the way.
He can be
Sorry
as
if
risky
we're
as he
ignoring
wants.
that.
He
I'm
can
just
be as
looking at the
risky as he
setup
wants. He's got a huge lead in.
How big?
Well,
he's got 1 kilo over Erwan.
Erwan is right there.
He's got a big lead opening in a clean and jerk.
Right, but the rest of the field, it's the clean and jerk. They can make up 5-6 kilos potentially. So I don't know that you want to take too big a risk, but they've already declared 43. And usually in situations like this, toward the end, when a lifter's following himself, the initial weight that goes in is not what they take, right?
True. Yeah.
That is correct.
Clock is running. They're putting in another change, it looks like.
Is it going to be the 45?
Going to 45. He's going for the world record.
So a world record shot. I mean, it is a 4 kilo jump. I'm not saying he was taking this grand gamble, but
it's a big jump.
It's still a healthy one, at least, right? And it's going to put him on a third attempt, and it's, you know, it'll set him back to 141, which is already the lead. But here's the difference. He makes this, he takes a 4 kilo lead into the clean and jerk. He misses, it's 1.
He makes it, he takes a 5 kilo lead in the clean and jerk.
Well, he's got to be beaten by 5 kilos, right?
Yeah.
Oh no, Erwan did 40.
Yeah,
yes.
Did 40.
All right, so now the final attempt of the snatch competition, 145 kilo world record attempt for Li Fabin of China.
Very nicely done.
That was his best one.
Li Fabin with a new world record. And I agree, Sean, that was the best one. That was nailed it right down. Opener a little shaky. I would not have expected that 45 out of him.
Just warming up, I guess.
Right? Give him a 4th attempt.
That was phenomenal.
Super close and super fast under the bar. So we have a gold medalist and a new world record in the snatch.
And Li Fabin will take a 5 kilo lead into the clean and jerk. There he is, your gold medalist in the snatch. New world record, 145 kilos. Our gold medalist from last year is silver this year, Iko Erwan.
He's still in this fight, too.
Very much so.
And our bronze,
Yoichi Itokazu of Japan.
I don't know that any of us predicted he would walk home with a
135.
medal.
And he very well could have had that 137. It was a nice effort.
Yeah, wouldn't have changed his standing.
Figured Mascara would have been in that spot.
Yeah.
Mascara, Tak. I mean, there's a couple of them that could have been.
Right.
Or Jin Fu Lin, had he made a lift. I mean, he would have put in that spot.
Yeah.
So, but just shows, yeah, this is why I do the competition. Because you got to make the lifts. You got to actually do it on the platform. And he's got a nice lead going in.
Here's the world record, 145.
Here are the results in the snatch portion of the men's 61 kilogram competition. With the world record, China's Li Fabin, followed by Iko Erwan and Yoichi Itokazu.
Correct me if I'm wrong, or they're the only Cerna made too.
Yeah, a lot of misses in this category, unfortunately.
Li Fabin was the only one who went 3 for 3 in this field of 11.
If you've enjoyed what you've been watching, you can find out more about the sport of weightlifting and the athletes here. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, @IWFnet, various social media platforms. There's also a YouTube channel, IWF Media. And there you'll see just about all you want to learn more about weightlifting at these World Championships. Lots of exciting content at all those places. We've got just about 7 minutes and change until the clean and jerk phase of the men's 61 kilogram A session, at which point final placement will be determined. So don't go far. We'll see you back here in just about 7 minutes for the conclusion of the session.
Lifting here at the 2019 IWF World Championships. We are about to get going in the clean and jerk competition. We were just treated to a world record effort in the snatch from that man right there. Lee Fa-Bin, 145 kilos. To cap off an unbelievable 3-for-3 series. And as we get this started in the clean and jerk, we have 152 kilos loaded for Jota Ishvalidze of Georgia.
Just off the podium in the snatch.
Yeah, 135 as it turns out, 1 kilo away. And last year, guys, if you remember, we mentioned it earlier, 155 is what he opened with in the clean and jerk. Both attempts were not great. Missed them both in the clean, got pinned, moved up to 158, and we were just looking at it like, what is going to happen here? Probably won't be good, and he flat crushed it. It was unbelievable. So here he is, a little more conservative this year, 152 to get it started. All right, jerk is probably going to be power or squat. Something in between.
That was power. Yeah, very nice. That was a
solid start.
Yeah, I gotta say, the clean, he took a step forward, right?
Look, I don't think anything he does is gonna be pretty, but
that jerk was nice.
Well,
listen, I'd take that jerk out. That was pretty solid.
I like to see my arms a little straighter, but that's the best
his
he can do.
lockout. That's his lockout. Point to, yeah.
Stop with the nitpicking. Good lift.
That's a very nice
a great lift.
All right, so now Ferdi Hardal of Turkey, 154.
Only made one snatch, 125. Which was the story for a number of athletes in this session.
Fair. Number of Turks.
Yeah.
No, not true.
Because the other one didn't make any snatches.
Oh, all right, well.
Yeah, 2 athletes from Turkey, only 1 made snatch. Right now, opening attempt of 154.
Nice clean.
Yeah. Right into the jerk.
That's a good start.
That looked good.
Yes, it did.
Turkey can only send 2 male athletes to the Olympics, and he probably has a pretty good shot of being
one of their 2. Yeah, he's definitely in play, and sort of we talk about styles. I want to see his next clean, and Sean talk about like how the lean back and how they start a little bit slow off the floor. And you often see with the Turkish lifters something like a slingshot type movement under the bar.
Yeah, it's not an up and down. It's a side. It's a forward
angle.
back.
Yeah.
and you know, I prefer that up and down, but they just don't.
All right, so now here's Atak. 155 first attempt.
That's good.
Not going well for him today.
No lift there at 55. Is he going to get a breather? Potentially. So this is interesting.
No.
It's his teammate that's sitting on the auto increase. They better change that like now. Too late. So a Turk just burned his teammate's clock.
Right.
Because they did not make a declaration. Honestly, unforgivable.
Yeah.
At the World Championships. It's, I mean, I understand that Atak hasn't got a total, but he's having a bad day. Ferdy Hardal made his opener, make a declaration, get out of the way of your teammate who's taking the same 155. By sitting there on his automatic increase to 155, I'm sorry, he did 54, he just burned his teammate's 1 minute clock. The guy's already bombed, 2 minute clock, he's already bombed out. I mean, that's a miss. That's a flat miss. So here's Hursit Atak back on the platform on a short clock for his second attempt at 55.
Good clean. Very nice clean. You know, he had that jerk overhead, and then it looked like
he started to recover.
Yeah, started moving, and that was it. I feel like if he had spent just another second in that split, he might have held on to it. It's easy to say that from up here, though, right? In retrospect.
Well, at least now he will have his 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Very nice clean again, yeah.
That's great.
Back leg goes way back.
Yeah. And the weight was always a little bit biased toward the front.
Yes,
it wasn't quite evenly split in the 4.5 foot. So
like, you know, about 50-50 pressure, front back foot.
that was like 80-20.
You know, when it's so far front, then the bar is close to that front foot, and it becomes, you know, as far as you know, the space, and it becomes really difficult to control that.
Yeah.
You start to lunge forward.
That's exactly what happened. And then he just stepped through, lost behind. He's got one more attempt. The clean has looked good. What's tough here is he's done all the work on both of these lifts.
And, you know, what's he feeling? What's he thinking? Over 5 at this point.
Yeah, this is...
It's tough to get motivated, you know.
Yeah.
I'd really like to see him get one, even if it's a small win, get a small win. So 155 kilos. Hursit Atak of Turkey, third and final attempt in the clean and jerk.
Boy, that's a tough day.
Indeed it is. 0 for 6.
No total.
Back to the drawing board.
Yep. And that'll put 156 on the bar. Itukazu thought he was going to be called. He's at 58.
Yeah.
So I'm not quite sure if
what's rough
Garcia
here is that
moved down while all that was going on.
Everything got jammed up because of those 3 misses in a row. That can really throw off the flow of a competition and the way athletes have timed their warm-up.
And you can't take a ton of extra clean and jerks.
No.
So, you know,
you might do between 5 and 8 clean and jerks, to be honest.
All right, so here's Brito. Excuse me, Garcia. 156, first attempt. Uh-oh, he's got to stop it, and I think he did. That should work.
Yeah, I think so.
That should go his way.
2 to 1.
Majority.
He gets it, yeah.
No problem.
I mean, it was a little flicker.
That right elbow.
Yeah.
Just a small one.
Yeah.
Not enough to turn it down.
Well,
somebody did.
Yeah, somebody turned it down.
Ooh, actually, he elbow touched.
Oh, they missed it. Hold on, they're at the table.
And we got a problem here, guys. The jury wanted to take a look at this, and I think he might have elbow touched. This one might be coming back and not for a press out.
Elbow.
Elbow touch.
So we're seeing the video replay technology.
Watch the left arm. There. And I see the jury's head shaking, you know, nodding yes.
No lift.
So I think this one's going to get turned down.
Oh, it is, absolutely.
And we're having a tough time getting some flow in this competition. It was a quick flick. I really didn't notice it.
I didn't either. Oh,
but it's there.
Yeah.
And that is an infraction. The elbow cannot touch the knee.
So now does he repeat?
I don't know. The jerk was a bit of a struggle.
The whole lift was a bit of a struggle.
Well, I mean, what does going up get you?
A few minutes. That's it. I mean, that's really it. We're not talking about a medal. We're not talking about anything.
And he's had some time already, though, because
while
of the
they
review,
were deliberating.
and he still has a 2-minute clock.
Yeah. Take a look at this one more time from Luis Garcia. Oop.
Wow. Yeah.
Not seeing much moving around, so there's a decent chance he will come back. And he's wrapping up.
Yeah, I don't see any reason to go up from here.
Here comes Garcia of the Dominican Republic again. So after making 156 and then having it overturned by the jury, he's back out with the same weight, second attempt. So that's rough for him, but Itokazu is really getting screwed here.
Actually, Itokazu was looking to get on stage when
now.
Garcia was coming out first. When Garcia was actually the lifter, that's a really good point.
I'd like to know how his coaches handled that time. You know, what have they done with him?
Well, because you thought you only had one attempt, so you figure, all right, it's one attempt. But now, this is a coaching nightmare, to be honest.
It is
you know, right?
Yes.
What do you do?
Well, so power cleans.
Power cleans to keep the athlete warm.
Yeah, you know, in between 60 and 80%, you know, and some jerks with that too. I think it's important in training to coach athletes to go up and down, so they do waves, so they're used to, you know, going to a heavy weight, coming back down, going back up, and fitness becomes really important. The fitness is important so you can recover.
Yeah.
So you can take a lift, and it doesn't take you forever to recover.
Here's Lee Fabin, and we are running the 2-minute clock on Garcia's third attempt. He does look like he's going to stick with this 56 to get a total in, 156 to get a total in. He was just wrapping up. So he is going to come out for his third attempt.
Not the start to the session we wanted to see. Hopefully he can turn things around with this lift.
So an interesting comment we just got back after this lift. I'll share for Garcia here. 156, third attempt, needs this to post a total. All right, that'll work.
Way to come back. Looks a little
not a great look for the
ref. Down the jury.
So what we just got a message on was that the coach tried to use the challenge card after the jury used video replay to turn it down. What?
Well.
But gritty effort here.
Yeah, comes back. That's impressive. That's not easy.
No.
Physically or mentally. Right now.
277 kilo total.
Itokazu has been waiting ages. Didn't affect the clean, certainly. That was beautiful. Should be good with that lift. Yeah. And 2 white lights. 2 out of 3. Okay, so one of the judges wasn't a fan of it, but it looked like a good lift to me. And he gets on the board with that. I don't know that I see.
Yeah, the split decision thing often isn't a big deal.
Yeah.
But ultimately, when it is what you want to call
There's
a good
some
lift, and 2 of the
movement at the jury.
referees
Yeah.
agree, but now,
Oh, come on.
Yep, jury's getting involved, possibly.
And for the angle
take
that
a
we
look
just
at that.
saw,
They're going to turn it down. So, if memory serves, guys, this was the same jury president last year that was very involved.
Yeah. And no lift to take it away.
Reversals, right?
That's terrible.
That's 2 here.
You know, so JP, Sean, we've talked about there is some concern that would coaches
Watch the press out here, or oh, come on.
Oh man, that's
that's a bad call.
That's wobbly.
That is, yeah.
That's not a locking and unlocking,
No.
not a bend and rebend. Not with them there, man.
I think the left elbow is where they saw whatever they think they saw.
They didn't see anything. I don't know what they're looking at.
You know, we're worried about the coaches abusing the challenge.
They're challenging,
They're
but
gonna challenge,
here's the
but
thing, the jury just
jury
turned
just
it
did
down.
it.
You're going to give
Exactly.
it back to them. They just voted unanimously no. They
I
voted.
know, yeah. So this is part of the problem with the challenges, right?
It really doesn't give the coach much recourse is one problem. The other problem is just think about it.
Yeah.
They already said no. Why would they look at it again? They just looked at
Well,
it.
and why would they admit, you might say, to being
They got it
wrong?
wrong. Oh, we looked at it. We didn't like it. No lift. Oh, we'll look at it again. Now we like it. We'll give it to you. How is that going to happen?
That's too bad. So it's no lift, and the jury, if anything, the jury has been the ones abusing this video replay.
At this point, yeah.
Certainly for this session.
Well, certainly on this lift.
Yeah.
Now, I do feel for Itokazu and the coaches in that I really would understand the frustration of having that overturned by the jury, but they really have no recourse with that challenge card because video replay is what was used to turn it down by the jury.
And so, you know,
so you see
video
the flaw in the
replay.
system.
Oh, yeah. So video replay, it's the first year we're seeing it. I think it's an ongoing process. I hope they reconsider.
It might evolve, and it might be situations like this that help the discussion.
You realize where it's flawed.
They needed some separate officials
to review.
Yeah. To review
but
this.
then you got even more officials.
Right, well.
All right, here's Itokazu, 158, second attempt.
And as a coach, I wouldn't know what else to tell him to do.
Yeah. Go make it again.
Right.
And that should be 3 red, white lights. There we go. Itokazu.
All right, well, that one is good. So
Beautiful lift here. Maybe a little prettier than his opener, but honestly, the opener looked great too.
Yeah, I don't want to get started on that, Bob.
all right, so now Itokazu is going to sit on, he's going to go to 162. And now we'll see Ferdy Hardal, for his second attempt, made a very nice opener, what felt like forever ago, with 154. Yeah. It's too bad off a beautiful clean.
But he's been waiting a while. He's got one more attempt. It's going to be him, unless he wants to go up. It was a nice clean. Again, the unusual style of the big sort of swing back. But he times it nicely. Unfortunately, not there in the jerk.
11 lifts, 11 attempts.
Yeah.
4 made lifts thus far.
Not
it's a tough start to this clean and jerk competition. It really is. Jury overturns a bomb out. I mean, you know, like it's really, it has an impact, I think, on the others who are trying to time out their openers.
Oh, it's a huge impact. Absolutely. Here is the Georgian coach, George Asenidze. Readying his
Mishviliadze would be next if Hardal follows himself.
Mishviliadze taking an enormous increase, too, we should all add.
What is it?
8 kilos. He went from 160 to 152. Okay. He's asking for 160 on his second.
All right, so now here is Hardal of Turkey following himself. 159 kilos. Third attempt.
Rough day for Turkey here.
Yeah.
He does total. He gets on the board with 279, but only 2 for 6.
That's a rough day for the country.
All 3 cleans were spot on.
Yeah. Just that jerk not there for the last attempt, and that was okay.
Was it the hip going backwards, the leg, kind of a split back?
I'm not sure what that was, to be honest. I think the hips weren't quite under the base.
Shoulders
support,
under the base. Okay. All right, so now Mishviliadze on an 8-kilo jump. He's got a flair for the dramatic.
And he's
I'll say that.
He's another guy that kind of pushes the bar away from him.
And with
jumps forward.
Here's the problem with Mishviliadze right now, and what I'm a bit worried about is that the jury has already gotten involved twice on close press outs.
Right.
This is a guy who points to his elbows. This could be tough. He can leave, no doubt. I mean, it must be perfect for him.
This equals the weight hit in the B group, too. Does not exceed it yet.
Clean and jerk?
Yeah.
Yes. The most Mishviliadze's done as a 61 is 158 kilos from his 3rd attempt.
Okay.
Last year, he's had one other competition, which would be the Europeans in April. Not uncommon for lifters at this level to only compete a few times a year, but he did 156 there. So the 160 jump or the 160 attempt, you know, he had done more at a heavier body weight, but this is certainly a healthy idea.
Yeah. You know, he kind of pushes the bar away a little bit, jumps forward to catch it, and is never able really to regain his balance.
Were they making a change?
Yeah, make it. Well, they're at least putting the declaration.
Okay,
in, right?
declaration's a 2-minute clock.
But
okay, thank you.
Can we see?
Oh no, they went up.
They went up.
Sure.
He did
With
it last
anybody
year.
else, I would say it's crazy, but you know.
Yeah. Itokazu now the lifter, and he's coming out for it. 4-kilo increase, taking 162. Maybe started to black out a little bit.
Yeah.
He's okay. So Itokazu will finish with a 293 kilo total.
And that's a solid total.
Tak Kim Tuan, 163. Yeah.
Although his best total, Itokazu, was 307, so 10 kilos off. Excuse me, more than 10 kilos off that mark.
Oh, I just thought of something. I'll come back to it. Tak, first attempt, 63. Cerna would be next.
Good lift. Good lift.
All right.
Yeah. Gets on the board with that. Only made one snatch, but
all you need to do is make one.
Yeah. Very nice clean. A little wobbly in the jerk, I thought.
Well, in the past, when he was a 56, he was much more of a snatch specialist, and I think because there was a weight cut involved, I'm assuming, and his just legs weren't there compared to some of the, you know, upper in the group as a 56. And you see here, you know, he's really grown into this class, and I think it suits him quite well. And that 136 miss is probably going to drive him nuts later. And Mishvalidze, what I thought of a moment ago is it was Mishvalidze in 2017 that didn't medal in either the snatch or the clean and jerk, then won the bronze. Mosquera was the world champion that year. He was 7th in the snatch, then won the clean and jerk and the total. So Shota Mishvalidze got pinned with 160, did not get out of the clean, has elected to move up to 163. An 11 kilo swing, if successful.
Bit of a gamble, but we'll see.
Oh, wow.
Pop the hands out. They look a tiny bit uneven.
No.
So you can't make an attempt at a jerk.
No.
I'll tell you what. Tip your cap for getting out of that clean.
Yeah.
That was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So 1 for 3.
Yeah, once you start the attempt at in the jerk, you can't stop it and then restart it. So, and that's what you saw there.
That is a grind. And then, yeah, right here, he initiates the movement, stops. Oh, well, they are showing the effort,
the
but
real movement.
He did initiate the movement. So now Cerna 165.
Another athlete who maybe was waiting longer than he expected.
Good point.
I think
Everybody at this point.
Everybody you haven't seen yet.
Good lift. Good lift.
Yeah. Judges agree. 3 white lights. Maybe the lifter to turn the tide in what has so far been a rough session. Good clean.
All right.
Yeah.
So there's a change going in. It looks like Chin Fulin is going to be called with 66. And similar to the snatch, it seems like he's been struggling a bit with his warm-ups in the clean and jerk now. I think he's made something like 150, but it's been a bit of a fight. So it's been a tough day in the back and front.
No, he just made 160 in the back.
Oh, did he make it?
Yeah.
Okay, so
his
the one
teammate
before
was having a little problem with 150.
Fabian?
Fabian, yeah.
Oh.
Made it, but not easy. Here is Chin Fula, and an athlete we thought we were going to see on the total podium.
It's clean.
Yeah.
Oh, hold it. Oh. They're going to give him trouble with this.
I think it's a good lift. I
I
didn't
do
see
too. I
didn't see
agree.
anything. 2-1.
Somebody saw something.
Hope they leave this alone.
To me, it looked good. I don't know what the issue was.
All right. There's no stirring down there.
I mean, this is a tough dance. He's stepping all over the place, but, you know, he doesn't bend and rebend the arms.
Yeah,
he doesn't.
no. And he comes to a stop.
He comes to a stop.
That has to, well, never mind. I'll keep my mouth shut.
Iko Irawan. Opening attempt 166. He's a silver medalist in the snatch. And is also the reigning world champion from the 2018 Worlds. I don't get it either, Sean. This is turning into a difficult session for these athletes. Lots of missed lifts, and on what was a beautiful clean.
Yeah.
Did he short that step back, to be honest?
No.
I don't know either. He's going to stay on the clock, so we'll have 2 minutes to think about that.
And with the way this thing is going and the flow of this meet, and the way that it's...
The flow? What
the
flow?
lack thereof,
Okay.
right? This is a spot where I just couldn't justify move up. I hope he stays with the 66, because we see Lee Fabin there on screen waiting for his turn right now, which would be 168. If Irawan goes up even a kilo or two, with the way that this has been going, I mean, it could be a while before he comes back.
Yeah. No, I think it's better just take this, make it. He's got a healthy lift going in with the snatch. So get on the board with this 166 and then think about, you know, what do you want to do to maybe get on top or attempt to stay on top. Getting some blood to the legs.
What would this give him?
306.
The 306 would give him good Roby points.
Yeah.
Because I think it was 317 is the world record. So this is important. Boy, he's just a clean machine.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't get that first.
Same in the snatch, right? Missed his opening snatch, then came back and made 2 lifts really well.
And as this plays out, there's still several attempts left. You know, I think Tack can get into this. Smooth again in the clean for Irawan.
Perfect timing, caught the oscillation of the bar really well.
I think that's something of a trademark for him. You know, just kind of that good cadence. And where I was going to go is right now, even with what we were talking about before for Francisco Mosquera, he can very much get back in this thing. He's not done.
Yeah, no, after all those misses.
Being in 6th at 130 in the snatch. He has lowered his opener, however, from 173 to 167.
Good lift. Yeah, very nice.
And the reason why he did that is because it now moves him at 297 ahead of top. So with 1 on the board, he's now got a total. He can start looking at ticking off the competitors. Good lift. And don't forget about John Cerna. 295. He's sitting on 168. If he makes that, that will give him 298 and move ahead of what we just saw Mosquera do. And now Top has moved to 167. If successful, this will give him a 300 even total.
Nice use of the rebound.
Looked heavy.
So no lift there for Tak Kim Tuan.
It is heavy, but it didn't look heavy as well. Gravity is strong in the men's 61A session. Clean looked pretty good, actually. Nice big lengthening of the body, whips under and bounces up and then.
Never got enough drive to get the foot out right. And time to lock the arm.
2-minute clock, 167 kilos now. It is Lee Fabin on deck at the moment, looking for an increase to 168. Cerna would follow that. With talk over his career, since bombing out at the Olympics in 2016, now granted most of these events were at 56, but since bombing out in the clean and jerk at the Olympics, he has not made a third attempt clean and jerk in his last 6 competitions. Last time he did make a third attempt was 157
so
in Houston.
He's about due. You could say that.
Put it that way.
Well, it's really his second attempt. He just missed it. Now he's just taking it over again. It's not going up. I'm trying to give the guy a break. So, but man, he just kind of picks up fast. Lack of speed. Yes, hold on.
Oh. That was a great effort, though.
It
So
was.
close.
I thought he had it.
Is he okay?
I really think he's fine. Disappointed, perhaps, but
that was a great effort.
Especially after a kind of a tough clean.
I mean, it's just almost like it doesn't stop, but it really slows at the knee.
Yeah.
Better position all the way around right here, and as he's recovering.
There you go. There, it's a no lift right there.
So Tak Kim Tuan will finish with a 296 kilo total. And now we will finally see Lee Fabin This is the only lifter we have yet to see on an opener. 145 kilo snatch, 168 kilo opener. This will give him 313. Remember, the world record is 317.
This will certainly put him in good position.
Good adjustment.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a great jerk.
He was dancing on the line there. You saw, I think he was up, you know, on his toes.
Yeah, I thought he was going to miss that clean.
Incredible strength. Incredible display of strength. He won't make that. His next clean will not look like that, I guarantee you.
Look at that. Oh,
wow.
Is he ever on his toes?
Yeah.
Holy smokes.
So while he's been waiting in the back, Irwan, who has a bit longer to go, Irwan, if you haven't noticed, has moved up to 175.
Yeah.
Because he's probably taken something in between that.
He did a pull in the back, 180.
Yeah, I did.
You know, and he may do another one by the time he comes out. So now, Serna, who has been in the back for a long time on a 5 kilo jump, coming out for 170 on his second attempt. If successful here, this will give him a 300 kilo total, move him into third. In total, in the lead in the clean and jerk.
Oh.
Was that a touch? So the question is if the left elbow touched the knee. I don't know.
2-1, he gets it. They say good lift. Is the jury going to intervene yet again?
Did you see it? I don't know that I did.
I don't think so. Oh. Right.
But the jury might have.
Yeah, they're gonna turn it.
You're going to overturn it.
So did it touch? It looks like it did not. But they shouldn't be looking at it if that. I hope that's not how they're seeing it. Are they pausing?
I don't know, right? I mean,
are we seeing what the jury's seeing?
That's a good question.
Because that's not how this is supposed to work.
Right, they're not supposed to be looking at it in slow motion.
No. They're freezing and stopping and zooming in. That's not how this works. This is real time. From what I understand, everything I've ever read about it.
Yeah, that was my understanding too. That's not an elbow touch,
I'm still not sure it touched. Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Right.
It's tough to say.
I think it might have, but still, if they were looking at it, if that was the screen that they were looking at, that's not the way this thing is supposed to work.
It's supposed to play back in real time, right?
Correct.
I guess, you know, on a technicality.
And that was exactly the screen. We were showing the screen that they see. They were zooming in and stopping it.
So maybe that's how they get by it. It has to be real time, but pausing it is not like slow motion.
And then zooming in and then resuming it. I mean, you know, resuming the movement.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I don't like that, but I guess they're interpreting the rule that way.
All right. Boy, that slide. I don't know definitively looking at that video, to be honest with you. I don't know definitively that there was an elbow touch. And I think you should give the lifter the benefit of the doubt.
Well, we've spoken about the jury head, you know. It's interesting how that can make such a big difference in the flow of the meet.
That's 3, if you're counting, in this session. lift.
That's
So
too bad.
295.
You know, I feel like he's been robbed.
For John Cena.
It's not cool.
171 goes on the bar now. China's Chin Fu Lin.
And this is not set up great for Chin Fu Lin. I mean, he's already bombed in the snatch. He made his opener with 66. Currently has him sitting in third. 5-kilo jump here would move him into the lead in the clean and jerk, but there's very little motivating here. You know, like long weights.
Right.
Misses all around you.
Yeah.
A bad day for you so far. I mean,
The tough competition. Tough moment to put yourself out of. Very nice.
good for him.
Yeah.
And great job.
5-kilo increase and well done. Moves him briefly into the lead.
Really solid.
So that's 2 on the board for Chin Fu Lin, 171. Now the leader in the clean and jerk.
Not easy to come back
In that
after
spot,
a snatch
yeah.
portion that didn't go his way, and just keep doing what you're doing.
So now Francisco Mosquera, 172. Second attempt. This will give him a 302. And for now, move him into a bronze medal position. In fact, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, with the bomb out, guys, would this guarantee a medal in the total?
It might.
He's already in
He's
third.
already getting a medal in the total.
Yep.
Very fast.
Oh, no.
So it doesn't impact his standing. Right now, 297 will be, at worst, a bronze medal total.
So repeating here is probably...
Well, actually, was this sort of in front, the angle of the body, maybe?
Yeah.
You know, I don't mean, I'm not being obtuse. It doesn't matter.
Right.
He can do anything.
Right. He's gonna win a bronze medal.
He's gonna win a bronze medal, so it's just a question of with what. And if he gets ambitious, he can do enough maybe to try to move ahead of Erwan, who's got one left. I mean, you know, that's a big ask.
Right.
You could do it, and you're talking about a guy who's played up in that upper 170s anyway. I mean, it's not outside the realm of reason, but it would be a bit heavier today, you know, or a bit riskier today, because he had done that type of lifting as a 62 as opposed to a 61. So I do think it looks like he's going to repeat. Iko Erwan waiting for his third attempt. He would need to get to 314 Erwan to get into the lead. That's a 174, and he's currently got 175 called for. That's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so now Francisco Mosquera, 172. All right.
Nice lift.
Very nicely done. leaves the, well, nope, they're not.
So 302
Supposed
in
to
the
be
total.
leaving until waiting until he leaves the platform.
For now, that moves him into the lead in the clean and jerk. That could, depending on what happens, so the next few attempts, you know, change the color of the medal in the clean and jerk. But
he's guaranteed a medal in the total.
Total, maybe not in the clean and jerk, right?
We'll see.
3 others still have attempts.
And all 3 are going to attempt more.
Right. But still, a gutsy comeback off a miss. And he's pleased with it. 302 kilo total and 173 now for Lee Fabin.
It is to be the world record. This is 318.
Yep. And I think if he puts this away, I think it's going to put him out of reach. I mean, unless Erwan is willing to do something crazy.
He has to make a crazy jump. But who knows? He might have been.
As it is, Erwan has a world record clean and jerk called for.
Right.
So
why not?
This might be a battle for silver now. Well, no, it might be over if Lee Fabin makes it. Here with 173. World record total on the line with this attempt.
Holy cow.
Tough clean, and then that. Exactly. No problem at all.
Doesn't make any sense.
You know, I don't know how to explain it either, except to say that they clearly have the jerk technique dialed in.
I would think that's accurate.
And Fabin was a lifter that had been historically a 56. Here he is moved up.
He looks good. And of course, if he wants to go to the Olympics, he'll have to be in this category or one of the other ones that they're contesting at the games.
Yeah, well, right. Now that the 56s are gone, the option was 55 or 61. So move up, and it looks like Erwan with his 3rd attempt is wisely going to concede the gold medal to Lee Fabin. Lee Fabin is the 2019 world champion in total, but Erwan can improve upon the world record in the clean and jerk with this attempt right here.
Well, for a second, because I have a feeling.
For now, right? There are other attempts, but if successful, this is a world record. 175 kilos, 3rd attempt, Iko Erwan. Kilo jump.
No.
Proved to be a bit too much for Erwan today. Last year he was right on the money, spot on, 6 for 6. This year 3 for 6. 306, but it will be a silver medal in the total. No medal
in the snatch. No medal in the clean and jerk, though.
No medal in the clean and jerk.
Yep.
No medal in the clean and jerk for at least for the next few minutes or minute for the world record holder in the clean and jerk. Interesting. All right, so now Chin Fu Lin has the potential here to break the world record with 175 and go 3 for 6 the wrong way.
Yeah.
But this is still a huge lift. No total, we understand, but a world record effort at 61 kilos. 175 on the bar for Chin Fu Lin.
Too much. Too much. So Fabin is the latest to fall victim to the plague of misses. Lee Fabin, his teammate, is now the only lifter remaining. And he had a pretty decent clean. but the jerk unable to secure it overhead.
So with the final attempt of the competition in the men's 61 kilo category for the third time, 175 kilos by a third athlete, 175 kilos will be attempted for a world record. And in this case, both for the clean and jerk and the total. And if successful, Lee Fabin will own all 3 senior world records at 61 kilos. But
still our world champion for 2019.
And world record holder in total.
Yeah, gold across the board for him as well.
In a competition where the others had some trouble and some struggles.
Quite a euphemism that you're using there, JP. Lots of missed lifts, not what you want to see in any session.
Yeah, but with 11 lifters, we saw a total of 13 good lifts in that clean and jerk competition.
Wow. So well under half, well under 50%. Right there is our gold medalist in the clean and jerk, Lee Fabin. Happy about that. Probably would have been a little happier if he had made his final attempt, but still did okay. There's our silver medalist, Francisco Mosquera.
Boy, what would that 35 have done? Silver medal, 307, as it turns out, looking at the board now. But still, he's going home with a medal in total.
Yeah.
He's done 7-1-1 and now 6-2-3 in, snatch, clean and jerk total rankings at Worlds. So certainly a strange one. Chin Fu Lin, bronze medal in the clean and jerk, bombed out in the snatch, no total.
And someone who he thought was going to be on the top of the podium or near the top of the podium, but you got to make the lifts. Speaking of the top of the podium,
a gentleman who did make his lifts, 5 of them.
Yeah, he did really well. Exceptionally well.
He's the only one to go 5 for 6 in the group, right? Yeah.
Yes.
There's our silver medalist, Yiko Irawan, silver in the total, 4th in the clean and jerk, and then silver in the snatch. And our bronze medalist, Francisco Mosquera.
And he's a good example here of why it's important to stay in mentally after a bit of a disappointment in the snatch.
Yeah.
Right?
You have to. Yeah, if he had not come back, he would have lost out on the medal.
And even a gritty effort there off a miss with 72, came back and made it on his 3rd. It turned out to be a real big deal.
Yeah, not easy to do.
There's your new world record holder in the total. And 2019 world champion.
In a very competitive class. Like you said earlier, this is the first category we've seen here that will be contested next year at the 2020 Olympics.
And it's also, if we didn't mention it, a reversal of standings from last year. Here are the results in the clean and jerk. Let me show the total. I'll get to that. But you see here, 3rd attempt misses amongst the top. Mosquera is the only one who made a 3rd attempt in that top 10.
Wow.
Only 2 lifters in the group made a 3rd attempt clean and jerk. And even there, Luis Garcia had to do it to post a total at all. He had missed his prior 2, so a lot happening here, some of it very tough. So the results in the men's 61 kilo category in total, you see it there in yellow. World record snatch, world record clean and jerk. Well, I'm sorry, world record total for Lee Fabin. And at 1 and 2, what we have is a reversal of last year. Eco Erewhon beat Lee Fabin.
Yeah. There he is, your 2019